Hello, my fifth graders. Welcome to 5.8. Yeah. Today's lesson is titled Problem Solving Decimal Operations. Here's the thing. Okay. 5.8 is the last lesson before the test. So this is the last lesson. So that should tell you about the difficulty of this lesson. This lesson is a lot harder. They're word problems. A lot of it is dissecting the word problems, really trying to figure out what they're asking you to do, which is hard. The hardest part, the hardest math that I teach isn't the algorithm. It's trying to figure out what are they asking you to do. And for those of us that struggle with comprehension, it's like twofold, because now we have math and comprehension going on. So problem solving is usually one of the harder lessons. From what I remember, this one is especially hard. The biggest strategy I'm going to have you guys use is a list. So we're going to kind of draw a list of what we do and a lot of visualizing. What is it that they're having us do? What is it going on in our story? You might want to draw a picture. For me, drawing a picture does two things. One, it slows me down so that I can really think about the problem. And two, it's enjoyable because I like to draw pictures. So those are some strategies we're going to use. We're going to kind of make a list. We're going to visualize what's happening. A lot of it is going to be, okay, they bought this, then they bought this, and then they had tax, and then they had this coupon. So a lot of it is visualizing what's going on. And then I always draw a picture. So let's start off with this first problem. And so I have this problem on the other side of my screen. I did not, that's why I have all this stuff going on in front of you. And I'm going to do it rainbow because you know what? Everyone needs a little bit of a rainbow in their life. So Carson spent $15.99 for 2 books and 3 pens. So I know so far $15.99, and he got 1, 2 books, and those are my pens. No judgment. 1, 2, 3 pens. The book is $4.95. $4.95, $4.95. Oh, so sales tax plus, right, because you got to pay your tax, $1.22. And then he got a coupon for 50 cents off his purchase. All right, so if it's off his purchase, that's going to take away from how much he has to spend. So minus 50 cents. So this is what he spent. He spent $4.95, $4.95, then there's the 3 pens, plus this, minus this. So what am I going to do? So when I look at I've got a picture. When I look at my list, I have, and I think I'm going to make my pens be called M's because it's the beginning of my name. And so that's usually the variable I like to use. So I know $15.99 is all of these things because it says he spent that much on all of this. So I know it's $4.95 plus $4.95. So those are his 2 books plus the 3 pens with my variable. You can change the variable if you want. Plus the $1.22 minus the 50-cent coupon. Whoa, you can't even get all of that on my page. Let's go back over here. Zoom it on out, people. Oh, you are not, oh, because this. Okay, zoom, 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 zoom. My pen. I didn't like that I put my pen down. Okay, so now I have this long thing. And I have one part that I can't answer yet, but I can do a lot with this stuff over here. So let's combine what I can do. So I have $4.95. I like to have things lined up. So I'm going to add all of my addings first, and then I'll subtract my 50 cents. 10, 12, carry, 10, 10, 1, so 21, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I have 11.12 minus the 50 cents. Bar from the 1, make it a 0. This is 11, so 2. 5 minus 10 is 5. So that's 6. Decimal comes down, 10. So far I have this. I've gotten rid of everything that I can, but I can't do anything with 3M because I don't know what they cost. So plus 3M equals $15.99. So how can I figure out what the 3M is? Well, what I can do is I'm going to subtract this from my $15.99 to get this by itself. So $15.99 minus $10.62. 9 minus 2 is 7. 9 minus 6 is 3. Decimal comes straight down. 5 minus 0 is 5. So I know that for 3 of the pens is $5.37. But they're asking for each pen. So see why this is such a difficult lesson. I've got 3 of the pens costing this. How much is 1 pen? So that is division. So I'm going to take my $5.37 and divide it by 3. Step 1, decimal comes straight up. Step 2, or step 1, get rid of the decimal, the divisor. Step 2, decimal straight up. Step 3, divide. 3 goes into 5 once. Multiply, subtract, bring down. Divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. Divide, multiply, subtract, and I'm done. So 1 pen costs $1.79. This is a very tough lesson. Okay, I'm not even suggesting that this is not a difficult lesson. The idea is if you get this part, at least you can kind of whittle away, combine what you can, take it away from the other side, and then divide. And a lot of them are going to be like that. So let's try another. It's all going to be these stories that are going to have this long, complicated story that we slowly dwindle away. All right. Last week, Vivian spent a total of $20. So it tells me the total. $20 equals the story. Okay, I don't know what the story is, but I know there's going to be a story, and I know that's what it equals. Okay, so she spent $9.95 for tickets to the school fair. So $9.95 for the fair. $5.95 for the food plus $5.95 for the food. The rest were for 2 rings that were on sale at the school fair. Each ring cost the same. Can we also mention that she spent exactly $20? Like, that's impressive, people. The rest of the money was on these 2 rings. So I'm going to call those 2R because I don't know the cost of the ring. So I've got $20 is the tickets, the food, and the 2 rings. So I'm going to combine what I can. So I'm going to combine $9.95 and $5.95. 5 plus 5 is 10. This is 19. This is 15. Then she also bought the 2 rings. So now what am I going to do? I know that $20 is $5.90 plus the 2 rings. So I'm going to subtract that amount from here to get the 2 rings by itself. So 0, bar from the 20, make it a 19. 1, 9 minus 5 is 4. So 2 rings cost $4.10. Now I can divide by 2. Okay, I'm going to take a look at the paper and do that on the paper as well. So what did I just do? She had $20, and that equaled the $9.95 plus $5.95 plus 2 rings. So I'm going to combine these two numbers, and when I do that, I got $15.90 plus 2 rings is $20. So I want to get the rings by itself so I can divide. So I'm going to subtract the $15.90. When I do that, I get $4.10 is 2 rings. This is very similar to algebra, you guys. Like, this is very algebraic, like isolating the variable is what I would call it with my older students. So now I have 2 rings. So I want to take this and divide it by 2. So 410 divided by 2. 2 goes into 4 twice. Decimal comes straight up. Multiply, subtract, bring down. Divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. Divide. So 1 ring cost $2.05. So Miss Gorman, why did you do it in 2 places? 1, I wanted you to see it a second time. And 2, I think it's important that I have it in my notes because I'm about to do this on my Think Central assignment, and I'm going to get confused. And sometimes having it written down like, oh, how did Miss Gorman do it, can be helpful. All right, so here we go. Hector's buying DVDs, and in my brain, guys, seriously, my brain is crazy, I know, but in my brain, I am picturing him doing this at the cash register. So he spent that for 2. He did this. How much? Okay. So here's what I'm going to say. Hector spent $36.75 for 2 DVDs that cost the same. They always do. The sales tax was this. He used a coupon for this. How much was each DVD? Okay, so this one's a little bit nicer because there's not a whole lot going on. His total purchase, bam. So when he gave the cash register money, that's what he gave him. He gave him $36.75. Okay, all of that was for 2 DVDs. But, so it's not as simple as just dividing by 2, right? Because he has this stuff here. There's sales tax. So the 2 DVDs plus the sales tax, but he has $1 off. So what do I do with $1 off the purchase? That is subtracted from how much it cost him. So this is how much it cost. This is the money, right? So 2 DVDs plus the sales tax is how much he has to pay, but he gets $1 back, so minus $1. Now I'm going to write that in my notes. It was $36.75 for the 2 DVDs, and I'm just going to call them 2Ds because I'm lazy, plus the sales tax minus the coupon off. So I'm going to combine these first. $2.15 minus $1 because that's easy for me to actually do in my head. So that's $1.15. 2 DVDs plus $1.15 is $36.75. Now I want to get rid of this from this side. So I'm going to subtract it from this side. 5 minus 5 is 0. 7 minus 1 is 6. 6 minus 1 is 5. So that tells me that the 2 DVDs cost $35.60. So now that means I'm going to take the $35.60 and divide it by 2. So our whole goal with all of this lesson is to just get the variables on one side so that I can divide. And a lot of it is adding and subtracting. Is this a hard lesson? Absolutely. Come back to the Zoom. I will be there. Step 1, get rid of the decimal in the divisor. Luckily, there are no decimals in my divisor. Step 2, bring this decimal up. Step 3, divide. 2 goes into 3 once. Multiply, subtract, bring down. 7, multiply, subtract, bring down. 8, multiply, subtract, 0. So one DVD was $17.80. Okay, guys, we're going to do one more before our meeting where we'll do a little bit more practice. If you are struggling with this, it's completely normal. Do your best to try and visualize it. And I know that's easier said than done. Lock you in place. Okay, in true Miss Gorman fashion, we need to go to a new page. Okay, so what's going on in our story for number 4? The change from a gift purchase was $3.90. Each of the 6 students donated an equal amount for the gift. How much change should each student receive? Okay, so this one's not too bad. So if I picture what happened, I had 6 people. Three, 4, 5, 6 people donated money to a gift. Their change from the gift, so it's not even how much the gift cost. The change they had was $3.90. That's how much they eat. That's how much change there is. So we have to just divide that by the 6 people. Step 1, get rid of the decimal. Step 2, bring up the decimal. Step 3, divide. 0 through 6 goes into 39. 6 times, right? 6 times 6 is 36. Subtract, bring it down, divide. So each person should get 65 cents. Okay, so number 4 wasn't too bad. All right, you guys, we'll be doing more practice in class. The biggest takeaway from this is that you're going to have to use a lot of different strategies, because now at the end of this chapter, you can divide, multiply, subtract, and add decimals. So because of that, they're kind of utilizing all of those in this lesson, which can make it really challenging. So you might need to make a list. I usually go for the list method. I also go for visualizing. I like to draw a picture, whatever it is that you're going to be doing. All right, guys, I'll see you in class.